Hey, 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 happy Friday, yay! Okay, so come get ready with me. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done a full face of new makeup. I have a drawer that I put all of my PR stuff in, and it's kind of been building up, but I've been so busy reviewing the new, now hot, time-sensitive stuff. So finally, I've been able to dig into my drawer for maybe not as urgent products, but products I want to play with. If I'm talking a little funny in today's video, I have a sore at the back of my tongue that is killing me. It makes it hard to talk, hard to eat, hard to drink, but the show must go on.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
But just a pre-warning, some words are coming a little funny out of my mouth because of the sore hurting me. So there's a little bit of a glow on my face because I used my e.l.f. sunscreen, which does give a little bit of a glow. Come a little closer. Okay, so I got these new sprays from Trixie. They sent actually 3. There's a priming spray, a setting spray, which I'm using both of those today. And there's also a shimmer spray, which I don't know if I'm going to use that today, but I'm going to leave it out on my desk just in case. How cute is this packaging? Wait, I was just talking about the box. I hadn't even pulled the product itself out. Adorable. Okay, we're going to use this adorable priming spray. It says you're actually supposed to do this before primer and moisturizer, but too late. It does have a fragrance to it, which is delightfully sweet like peaches. Some of you might not like that. I love it. I'm gonna give a couple of minutes for it to dry down. Okay, for base. This is not a new to the market product, but it's new to me and I want to test it because they did also just launch a new, I think it's a concealer pen. So to go with it, they have the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow Tinted Moisturizer. So I am going to use this as my base. I think it's going to look really pretty with the glowy base that I have going on. This Trixie priming spray definitely added additional glow and additional hydration. This packaging makes me love it, even if it works or doesn't. So I'm going to use this light neutral Smashbox tinted moisturizer, unless the shade ends up being terrible. It's tinted moisturizer, so hopefully it's not bad. It's a little on the thick side, not too liquidy. I'm going to use my Hourglass brush that I love. This is a good match for me. Good job, Morgan. I'm going to look very porous today and glowy, which I don't know. That's not really a good thing, but if you like the glow and you have perfect skin, you'll enjoy this. But this is evening my skin a little bit. I almost wish I had a little bit less glow because with everything, this is a lot of glow. This tinted moisturizer, wow, spreads super easily. So I can't tell how glowy this actually is since my base is so glowy, but it blends in super nicely. Let me go ahead and put this on the other side. Okay, good light coverage. Definitely not a perfecting look because of that lighter coverage and because it has a glowier finish as well as my skin is super glowy. You can probably see my pores a little bit more than normal, but I like how this isn't sitting too heavy on the face. We're going to have to see it once I put everything over top and the powders and all of that, but I liked the way it blended out. Again, it's not a new product, but it's new to me. And then we're going to go on to eyebrows next. I'm going to mess around with some Jane Iredale eyebrow pencils. I have a lot from the brand that I've received in PR that honestly I need to test. I think I'm going to like this precision pencil, so I'm going to use this in the shade medium brown. So I'm going to start off by brushing my brow hairs up. Totally talking with a lisp today. I don't know. With the S and the R's, my sore keeps hitting my molars. Oh, this is nice. I mean, it's just a brow pencil, but I can be picky with my brow pencils. I don't have anything bad to say. Though I will say I am so glowy between my primer, my sunscreen, my setting spray. I am so glowy. I look sweaty. I cannot wait for a little bit of powder. Honestly, this pencil is really nice. I would say it overblends a little bit too much, meaning it's a little bit creamier than I prefer, but it got the job done, so I like this. This is nice. I do also have a new brow gel. This is from Jones Road. It's the brow gel. I have a clear shade and a brunette shade. I think I'm going to go with the clear today since I do have color in my brows already. These types of spoolies are so trendy right now where one side is longer and one side is shorter. I find that I prefer the side that's shorter. You definitely get a lot more control of where the brow hairs go. You guys, I've got to say, Jones Road as a brand has been growing so hard and fast. They launched so many products and they're really completing their whole lineup. It's really great though. I do think, generally speaking, they are a hit or miss brand for me. I definitely don't love everything that they come out with, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's just simply not my style of makeup. But let's see how this brow gel sets down. I'm pretty picky when it comes to brow gel, but it directed my brows decently. I definitely want to let that dry down, which is already bringing us to the eyeshadow palette for today. I promised you guys in a swatch and sip that I would review the Viseart Coyish Etendu palette. This is the newest palette that they've come out with, and I'm happy I got my hands on it. Look at this color story. It's so subtly colorful, so I can't wait to see what I do with this. There are no mattes. I'm not even really going to use mattes. I'm going to try and just use this. Let's see. I'm going to do it off camera though, so I'll get one eye done and I'll be back. Okay, we are going green. I already have my Kaleidos Tone Activator as my primer, and I decided that this did need a base color, so I'm just reaching in the bronzer I will be using today, and we're going to use that kind of as the combiner of all of the shades on top. I didn't do it on this eye, so this eye that I'm doing right now is going to probably look a little bit better. I just decided the look needed it, you know? Okay, quality of this palette so far with like the 6 shades that I use. So I'm going to start off with this deepest shade, and I'm going to press it. Look how pigmented that is. That's crazy. So I'm going to blend this like so. And then I'm going to wipe my brush off, and I'm just going to lightly blend the outer parts of the eyeshadow because I do want the lid space to remain quite pigmented. Even gonna go back, reapply, and we'll blend and do all of that later. Then we're going into the shade down below, and that's going to go right next to it. It is like the original Koi palette that I love, but there's definitely more vibrancy to it, so it's a little bit more fun, I would say. Then we're going in with this electric lime green shade. So I'm just working strips of vertical color to work my way through this palette. The quality on this is so nice. Sometimes Viseart with their shimmers can be a little iffy. I really feel like they did a good job this time. We're going into the yellow, which actually has green shimmers, so it's perfect for this look. It's like a green rainbow. I love it. And then I'm finishing with this peach shade right in the inner part. Then take a small clean brush and lightly blend the edges. Yeah, this eye looks so much better, and I'm going to attribute that to the fact that I used that bronzer. This side just doesn't look as cohesive along the top. So, this look is so gorgeous. Let's do liner while I'm here. I have this Lancome waterproof eyeliner in the shade number 7, which is a matte dark navy. I think this will be so fun for the look. Hopefully it's creamy. This is not cheap. Oh, it is creamy. I'm just going to put a little bit of color, and it does have a smudger, so that's going to help us create the wing. So you can see, since it is a creamier pencil, I just kind of place the color down and then I use the smudger to move it around, especially for the part of the wing. Pretty creamy, all things considered, for a pencil liner. Lancome just sent me a bunch of fun shades of eyeliner and mascara in PR, so it inspired me to do something a little different from the traditional black liner, you know? It looks so good. I love this look. And for concealer, we're going back to the face. I'm using, this is new from Smashbox, the Halo Healthy Glow Perfecting Pen. I received this in PR and thought I would try it. It has that YSL kind of packaging. I feel like this packaging was super popular in the early 2000s because I recall so many of my mom's products having this. Wow, this shade is so dark on me, and they only sent a darker shade. That's not gonna do. I have to dig into a different one. I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty concealer brush. We're gonna look at the texture, but I'm gonna have to mix a lighter concealer on top because this is darker than my foundation. Okay, bad shade match. This is the shade L20N, by the way. So don't pick up the shade if you are a shade match to me. But overall, it looks like it does have a lighter coverage to it, and it does have a little bit of a glow, which they call it a healthy glow product. So it does give that, but unfortunately, you won't be hearing back about this product from me because it's unusable, so it won't be in a speed reviews. I am just gonna give this to my mom because I feel like she could use this as a highlighting shade on her. That concealer is out of the running. Won't be talking about that again unless I get it in a correct shade. The Tower 28 Serum Concealer kind of has a similar vibe, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on top to brighten. Much better. And then I'm going to use my sponge to get the excess product off because now it's a lot of product. I have a new cream bronzer that I wanted to try from a new brand to me. It looks like the brand has launched a lot of interesting products. This is the Yensa Silk Bronzing Base, and I love a good pot bronzer, so we're going to use this. I have it in the shade Sunlit Glow, so it's quite warm. I'm just going to do a little bit because I'm using mostly powder today on my face, especially since I'm super glowy. This isn't even doing anything. This is not a good shade on me. Do you see? It's very light. Honestly, though, this should be showing up a little deeper based on how it looks in the pan. Okay, it actually might be pretty on bare skin because it's so natural. Not a great color. It actually does have quite a smooth blend, though. Jury's still going to be out on this. I actually want to try this on a day where I'm wearing almost no makeup because I feel like this doesn't have a lot of pigment, so it could be really pretty for that, but it did blend quite easily. Okay, and I am just so pumped to get some powder on my face. So Milk Makeup actually just launched these new setting powders. They used to have one that was pretty good, but this is a new one in the line, and it's the Pore Eclipse Translucent Setting Powder. I'm using the shade Translucent Light on myself. It has this kind of opening, like that. I gotta pull the sticker off, though. Okay, oh, a lot of powder just came out of that. Whew, okay. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. Let's get this glow turned down. There is such a thing as too much glow. Okay. I always feel like the under eyes are super important for what it does. And what do you think? I think that did a really nice job, and it mattified quite a lot. I mean, I'm not loving how my skin is looking right now. It's just feeling a little heavy and glowy, and that's my fault. That's what happens when you mix a lot of new products that you're not familiar with together. But this powder definitely makes me feel a lot better. It's nice. It's a little heavier than some of my favorites feeling-wise, and it's not as blurring as some of my favorites, but if it can hold down the fort and hold the glow and oils, I think I'll like this. So far, so good. Let's quickly finish the under eyes here. I think we're pretty much going to do everything that we did. So I'm going to start off with a yellow, and that's going to go the inner corner of the lower lash line. This brush is a What's Up Beauty R111. So good. And then we're going to go to the neon green. Then the blue, green, tealish shade. And then we're going to finish off with the darkest shade, which I am so impressed with this shade because Viseart has done similar shades in the past, and they haven't hit as nicely as this. They might be too powdery, harder to work with. This is working like a dream, and this eyeshadow I feel like is colorful, but it's still kind of wearable, right? It's not crazy, and a lot of that has to do with, I would say, just the tones in here. I'm really liking this palette so far. I have a few more shades, a number of shades that I need to test, but I'm liking this. Okay, let's get back to highlight, bronzer, powder, all of that, the cheeks. Okay, I've been dying to test this. Laura Mercier is coming for Charlotte Tilbury. They have these liquid highlighters. I'm going to use the shade Champagne Pink. My gosh, the packaging literally looks the same as Charlotte Tilbury, and I liked Charlotte Tilbury's, but I'm just not a fan of liquid highlighters, and I will say this actually feels full. It doesn't feel empty. From what I can see, the glow is actually looking quite natural. I think I like the Charlotte Tilbury better. This is nice, like it has enough thickness to it, it's not breaking up anything underneath, especially since I put down so much powder. So the quality of this is really nice, but it's definitely not as metallic as the Charlotte Tilbury. I like it, but I do wish it had more glow to it, but you might not. If you don't like that really metallic glow, especially since right now softer highlights are in, you actually might really like this. I think from what I can tell, I'm liking the quality. It has a nice thickness that's not going to fight with anything you have underneath. I also used powder and it looks good over the powder. So the quality is really nice. I bet you this would be beautiful for a no makeup look. So I do like this. Have some work and practice and testing to do on that some more, but let's get to the colored part. And I've used these before. I've actually just posted my review yesterday of the new Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Holiday palettes, but since I'm still using them, loving on them, playing with them, I'm going to use them today again. I think I'm going to mix a couple just to mess around with some specific shades that I want to play with. So from the Leopard palette, I love this packaging. Isn't this leopard kind of sexy? I'm going to go into this lustrous bronze light, which I swore I didn't have this bronzer, but turns out it is in the Elephant palette from last year. I like it because it has a very unique yellowy tone to it, which is really flattering. I'm going really light in this palette though, because I do have that cream bronzer. This is just really going to set it. But it looks so good. And if you want, my review from yesterday has all of the shades swatched, demoed, compared to one another if you're unsure of what palette you want to get. And I decided to mix up the palettes that I'm using specifically because the Snake palette, the bronzer is too deep on me, but I love the warmer blushes. So I'm going to try and use Sunbeam today. This one is a little bit more metallic than I would like. It wasn't very flattering on me yesterday, but I have a good feeling about today. So let's see. I'm going to use a very light hand because this one is intended for medium to deep skin tones, especially the blushes. But if you use a light hand, it looks so much better today now that I went in knowing how the product was going to work. Okay, so Sunbeam can totally work, but you have to be super duper careful, especially since it does have a more metallic finish. I just didn't like how it looked heavily applied to my cheek yesterday. It was unflattering against my texture. But today we're looking good. Just subtle. I don't even really want a lot of blush anyway since my eyes are so bright. I might go in with a little bit more of that Laura Mercier. But first I'm going back into the Leopard and I'm using my favorite finishing powder, Dim Light, and I'm using the new Sexy Snake brush. And I talked about this technique in my video yesterday, but I love to use this to buff all of the cheek products together. It just gives a really soft focus, soft blurred look to the cheeks, and it even helps blend out bronzer to look a little bit more blurred. Dim Light's probably my all-time favorite Ambient powder, and then I'm just gonna put everywhere else. Not that I needed more glow, but I couldn't help myself. And I did want to do just another secondary layer of the Laura Mercier in a smaller capacity here. But yes, it did add a nice bit of extra glow on top. Okay, I do like this formula. Still not as metallic as I would like it to be, but very, very pretty. I think they did a good job, and the formula is not identical to Charlotte Tilbury, which was probably the intention. I was going to use the Trixie Cosmetics setting spray, but I just feel like my face makeup's a little heavy right now, so I'm not going to add another layer. And I'm going to use the new CoverGirl mascara. This is a Cleantopia mascara. Let's try it. I'll probably end up popping on falsies, but the packaging is very cute. The wand's a little big for my small lashes and small eyes. And also, you know, mascaras on the first use, I personally feel like they need a little bit of time to dry out before I end up liking them. But let me finish this real quick. Okay, after 2 coats, honestly, nothing crazy, but it's a mascara's first use, so I'm not too judgy on a mascara's first use. So I'm quickly gonna pop on some falsies and we'll finish off today's makeup. Okay, let's hop on into lips. No new lip liner, so I'm just gonna use the classic Makeup Forever Wherever Walnut. Just a good neutral lip color, and I'm actually going to use a BK Beauty Luxe lipstick in the shade Kindness. I used to have all of their lipsticks, but then they expired, so I got rid of them, and then a few months ago they sent me their whole collection, including new shades. I can't remember if this is one of the new shades, but I do really like this formula, but it doesn't last more than a year, I would say, before it starts to smell a little funny. This has a little bit of pink to it. I do love this formula though. It is so creamy and this color is gorgeous. And then the last thing to finish us up is the Milk Makeup Oil, Odyssey Lip Oil in the shade Quest. So yesterday I tested that shade Globetrot, which is the blue glittery one. It was not flattering, but the formula felt really nice, so I'm actually going to try this neutral color. These feel beautiful. They smell like an orange creamsicle. They have the perfect level of slip, but still gives a pretty glow. So far, I'm really liking the formula of these lip oils. I just gotta test a few more shades, but I really like these. So here is the final look. Honestly, everything ended up pulling together. But obviously, this was just a first impression. So I highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel because I do a series called Speed Reviews where eventually, some sooner than later, but eventually every single one of these products are going to be featured in a Speed Reviews after I've tested these products multiple times in multiple ways with multiple other products. So you will hear back. So make sure you stay subscribed for that. But let's do a little quick overview. So I'm going to start off by sharing the products where on first impressions, it's a love. Like, I feel like I don't even need to test these again. The Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Palettes are great this year. I know they look the same every year. I don't care. I love the formula. Fantastic. The Viseart Coyish Etendu, the formulas seemed super incredible. First use, not a single issue. Can't wait to use this more, but highly impressed. Definitely the BQ Beauty lipsticks, though I do have experience with this formula, but it is gorgeous. And then I'm also really loving the formula of the Milk Makeup Lip Oils. So those are the products that I'm like right away are loves. And then here are the products that I want to test some more, but I think I like them. We have the Trixie Cosmetics First Base Priming Spray. 90% of that has to do with the packaging and the smell. This is adorable. I hope it continues to work good. I need to test that without having done my moisturizer yet. I've also really liked this Smashbox Healthy Glow, but I think these two together, along with my sunscreen, my glowy sunscreen, was way too heavy. But I think individually, this is going to be very nice. I liked the way that it blended in. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up liking these Milk Makeup Powders. I feel like these might be good for oily skin because they did fantastic with my heavy base. And this has grown on me. This Laura Mercier Liquid Highlighter. At first layer, it was really sheer, but I added that second one and now it has a really pretty glow. And you saw it performed beautifully on top of powder. This Lancome eyeliner. Solid. Okay, and these are like the products that I just don't think I'm going to end up loving. Like this Yensa Silk Bronzing Base. I could be wrong. This one's on the cusp. I think I might like this. It might just be this color, but I do want to use that some more. I'm really not too sure. The Jane Iredale I decided was a bit too creamy for my preferences. The Jones Road, not a very strong hold. Not sure about this CoverGirl Cleantopia, but it does seem a little soft. Actually, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that tier style. I normally don't do it that way, but when it comes to full face and first impressions, some of the products just have the it factor right away. Some I think I like, but I want to test more, and then there's some that I'm just not sure about. So I wanted to do it in that way. But anyways, thank you guys for getting ready today. I apologize. I was really struggling with my with the sore in my mouth, my pronunciation today. I had a lisp this whole video. I'm not filming tomorrow if it's like this again, but I just wanted to hang out and do my makeup with you guys today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.